I hope that's the case for you as well. Welcome to today's live stream on Techie's Reviews. I'm thrilled to have you all here. For those who are new, I'm Lex, and on this channel we like to experiment with exciting web tech. For today we have something that I really wanted to look into after seeing a Google I/O video, and it's about the web animations API that is available within the browser. So I'm very excited to see how we can use that and try to see if we can create some examples. And of course, we need to cover WebStudio as well. But first, let's see if everything's running well, because I'm using Restream, and this is the first time that I'm using it. So I hope that everything is going as expected. It looks like it does, so that's a very good thing. And if we send a test message, hello, do we have it popping up everywhere? And I see that still some things are not working as expected. Let's see. So the channels are up and running and streaming. We have one there. We have some chats, but I don't see the chats also popping up in my social stream ninja. Let's see. Do we need to set something up? I'm sorry for the for this. This happens usually during my live stream as well, so it's part of it, and I hope you will enjoy. Ah, look at that! The extension was disabled. We do have the required session ID, so that's good. Let's see if we need to hit refresh on this one, because I just want to know if this will work. Because then I know for the next time that we can try this out. Hey Bogdan, how are you doing? Let's see if we refresh it. Is everything working as expected? But it looks like still the chat, it doesn't work as expected. And if we open this one up, we do see it there. And if we type in here, hello. It looks like something is happening. Yeah, finally it works. Awesome. Good. That's always good to know, Bogdan. I love that you're here, because perhaps you can help me out with the WebStudio stuff later on today. So the reason why I created this live stream, because I was triggered by a video that I saw in WebStudio. So I see myself, and that's always strange. Let me open up the documentations as well, that we have something to work on and go through. So here we have a lot of links that I've opened. All the links can be found in the description down below, so if you want to look at it. This is the wrong one. So I was triggered by WebStudio a couple of weeks ago. They announced that they have some animations added to their to WebStudio itself, and I saw a video and I was very excited about it. I want to take a look a little bit more to see what can be done. And what is using, it is using the native browser API. I haven't heard about it before Bogdan shared it with me, so it was very nice that he shared it. Thank you again. And you can see these all kinds of animations on their own side. Now it isn't very, what's it called, in your face, but there are some nice subtle animations that they have put in there. And because it is using the web API, I hope this is the one. Yep. So the second feature that we can... And that one is supported in Chrome 115, in Edge 115, and I'm using Vivaldi, so I am assuming that it is also supported there. Firefox will soon be supported in Safari as well. And this is native animations, and it's very lovely that they have added you guys from WebStudio into this video to show off what can be done with the animations. And they show off the animation page as well that we looked in just yet. And here are some other examples where they're using CSS, but also JavaScript to do these kinds of things. And it's actually pretty nifty. It can replace the how GSAP works, quite possibly that you don't need it, or it can be a very light library. I hope that at one point GSAP will also integrate with this. I can't imagine that they won't do it, so let's see what happens, right? But after seeing this video, I scrubbed through it and looked into very exciting things that they show here. Really recommended, by the way. They just show what amazing things you can do in Chrome. So yeah, you can imagine my excitement. Now, there's a lot about the CSS scroll-driven animations, and I haven't. It was super nice to be mentioned. Yeah, I can imagine it was a bit humbling, right? Having such a platform promoting your and showing what you've built, actually. So it pays off the hard work that you have put in. So you deserved it. Let's be fair. But CSS scroll-driven animations, and then you also have the Web Animations API, which is the JavaScript alternative to the CSS version. And here you can fetch all kinds of things with clicks and that sort of thing, so it works natively within JavaScript. Now, there are a few experimental things, and they're not available widely. For instance, the scroll timeline, but that's available for what's it called? That one is available as a polyfill, because not every browser supports it yet. There needs to be a way to translate what the scroll timeline animation does and how it works, and you have a nice little polyfill for that one. Let's see. Medium. Nope, that's not it either. I think I have removed it. Scroll timeline animation polyfill. If you search for it, then you will find this polyfill that you can use and integrate. They even recommended during their google.io, Google I/O. I don't know how you call it, but during their event, they mentioned this this polyfill, and then you can use it as expected. So that's always nice. You're welcome, Bogdan. As I mentioned, it is well deserved. You guys have worked hard enough for it to get it integrated, and then having it mentioned during such an event, it's more than well deserved. So it also works with CSS animations that use a view timeline or scroll timeline. I'm very curious how this works, because this is one that I would love to explore, using the CSS version instead of the JavaScript version. JavaScript allows you to do a lot of more things, I think. But yeah, let's see. Let's just try it out, right? So first, let's try it out in easy mode, and that's something that you can do on WebStudio. They also announced and showed some AI things that they have coming up. So if you're interested in WebStudio and want to see what they're up to with using AI and the code, and I can say it's very exciting, please sign up for the notification. These sections that you see right here are made using AI. So exciting times to live in. And it looks awesome. But today we're going to look at the animation stuff, of course. So let's open it up. Let's create one quickly from a starter template. Let's clone the AI startup, because they will be releasing an AI version soon, I guess. And let's open it up. Let's see. I haven't looked into it very well, so I don't know if I know everything about it. Let's remove everything to get away with distractions. We go in here. So why did I pick that one? I don't know. Let's try out some text animations. I guess we need to add a section first, right? Or something like that. A box. And we can have a box. And inside of the box, I hope we can add the text animations. And here we have content, and all text inside will be animated. That's nice. So we need to add content. What other content can be animated? I will be curious to know. And then we put in our heading. Can we just type in? Yeah. Hello world. And let's just make some adjustments to the color. Ooh, I'm very excited to try this out to see how this works. Space size. We use the polyfill tool to support other browsers. Nice. Animation group should always wrap any animation. Ah, all right. Thank you. That's why it's nice that to have you here, Bogdan. So we need to have a animation group. Animation group. How does that also output on the front end? Run on canvas. Debug, and we can have animations. Or you can already have default animations, I guess. And then can we? This is not a wrapper, so it should be like this. Hello, little brother. How are you doing this evening? Let's start off with 100 view width and 100 SVH, and then have everything in the center. Let's see, we have space. I want the layout to be a flex so that we can align everything in the center and then in the center as well. And then we can add our animations. Oh dear. Something happened. Let's see. Do we need to reconnect? I guess we can okay-ish. Oh, we're morning. Oh, all right. That's not sounding really good. Yeah, we're good. My youngest daughter had a tick in her neck, so last week. And today she had a fever, so at the end of the day. So I guess tomorrow is the day that we go to the doctors to see what's up. If it's if she has something that we need to take care of immediately or not. So that's exciting. Let's see. Text animations. So we want to add animations. Oh no, yeah. It's what happens. And the funny thing is she didn't get it at our place, but at grandma and granddad. But it's what happens, right? Border, box shadows, transitions. All right, we have the animation group. What kind of animations do we have right here? A nice fade in. Ooh, and we can make changes. Fly in. Do we run on canvas? Ooh. I guess we need to duplicate this one to see the scroll animation actually happening. So, ooh, look at that. Every letter is coming in. Go to animation group settings. Thanks. So we can add the animations in here, and in here we have the text animations. I don't really get it why you have different kind of wrappers for it, that we can't just use the text, but yeah, it can be me. All right, we have the fly-in option. We can add a type view. It can be on scroll. You have the x-axis or the y-axis, or that they are scrolling horizontal or vertical. What? What the hell? Right. Sometimes you see... What? Why? What the... Only a flesh wound. All right, that's good to hear. What the hell? What's wrong? What's wrong with people? All right. That's really crazy. We'll add a new animation. Big lag, I think. Yeah, for sure. Don't know if I can make it smaller, the lag, but it's what it is. We can set a fill mode. It needs to go backwards, forwards, and with both, it will do this on both sides. Rage end, when will it end? And when will it start? It needs to start when it's in view so that we can see it happening, and then something needs to happen. Yeah. I hope you're yeah, I hope that never happens again. What a weird world we're living in. Maybe he's mad because of the government that has been fallen in in here. You can specify duration. I see. I want to add a new animation. We have a keyframe of auto. What we want to do is that we want to move it down. Can we do it like that? And then, ooh, look at that. Something's happening. Ooh. Let's see what happens. Hello world. But it's not big enough. So we need to add another box. Because we like a box in a box in a box. So here we have the hello world. And there the animation comes in. And then it flies in and flies out. That's like the duration, right? From yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, we are used to stuff, but I never have had that happen, to be fair. Let's remove the animation here and remove the animation here. And then let's see if we can play around with a little bit of animation in here. So we need to do that on the animation group. We can add a keyframe and then, oh, it's starting from there and going to here, right? 20 pixels. And we want it to start on the bottom of the screen and end here. And we can set the offset of when something happens, but I guess if we can see it happening in within the viewport, so this is the bottom of the viewport and this is the top of the viewport, I guess we'll be fine. Let's just see what happens. Ooh. Oops. And up and down. Up and down and round and round. So when the animation container is hitting those spots, then the animation will happen. Begin. Scroll. Stop. Let someone throw something towards me before, but the sucker punch is new. Yeah. It's insane. Insane in the membrane. Someone sucker punching you. That's also like, what the hell? What the hell is wrong with people? All right, I want this to be. Let's reset. And let's start off with minus 100%. And with the text animation. Is that a wrapper or is that, oh, that's a wrapper for the box, right? And then we can add in another box because I have something in mind I would like to try. But does that mean that is changing everything that's inside, not only the text animation? I am assuming. And what I want to happen is that my heading is only animated. So text animation. I'm not able to put that in a box. All right, let me show you what I want to like to recreate. Text animation, GSAP. It's just the default GSAP text animations that you see almost everywhere. And I really like, there we go. Timothy Ricks has created it. I want it to move up the words and then show them one by one. So I'm curious how we can recreate that using this. And that's what I'm trying. But I can't put the text animation in there. So it needs to be put in there. Yeah, it doesn't really want to go in a box. Anyways, everything aside. Yeah, that's what I assumed. So that's good that I'm not crazy. So then we need a different approach for it, I assume. And what we do then is that this is so everything in here is animated. So what we want to do is add another box in there. No, I don't want to change pages. And this box becomes the 100 view width. And have a 100 SVH. Then we would also want to display it to flex and have it to center and center aligned as well. So now we have a box that is animating. I want to put this animation group inside of this box. And I hope that the animation gets the should be direct children of a group. Yeah, the group animation, right? So here we have a heading with a text animation, and then we have a group animation where it's set up where the animation is happening. I assume that we could set up something in here specifically for text animations. For instance, that we can select if we want to animate words. But else, I guess it does the boundary box of the paragraph or whatever you're using. And let's see. When in the animation group, those two I don't have to show. Oh, I want it to be visible. In this animation group, I want this open. And I want to start off with 100%. And then finish at 0. As you can see, it's happening right now. And now what I'm hoping, if I set this overflow to clip or something like that, that it will do as we expected. Transform, box, position, z-index, overflow, crop. Look at that. It's half working. I should be in direct children in settings, text animation settings. And I should be direct children. Yeah. All right. That's what we have, right? Oh, we have settings here. Ah, all right. I didn't see that. And instead of by character, we can do it by spacing. Then it moves up and down. I guess we want the animation to happen later. So we want the start to be on contain, I guess. And then 33% of the screen. And we want to end on the 66% point that we see the animation happening. It's starting and then it's finishing. Look at that, we have something. Whoop, whoop. It looks like the offset needs to be a bit more. So instead of 100%, let's start off with 200%. And there it comes. Hello world! That's awesome. Let's see if we can increase the size of it. So here you have extra settings you can set up. I missed that. The same goes for here, that we can split by anything that we like to. What kind of animation? Let's do ease out. Woo. Out cubic. I think when you're doing scroll animations, I wonder how much you will notice it. But it would be nice that it is shown on 50% of the page, right? Oh, this is really awesome to play with. A new fidget toy. By the way, I think it's a bit logical why you said end and start, because it's on the end of the viewport and start of the viewport. But having them reversed looks a bit weird in my mind. But it's just me. Let's see, we can change the size to 5. Let's make it very big. There we go. Hello world. We have a nice animation on scroll. That's really awesome. That's how easy it is if you do understand how this works. So within the animation group, you set up the animations, you press plus to add a new animation, which you can customize for certain parts. Not everything is there, but you can add styles as well and those sort of things. I was weird at first, but then it makes sense. Yeah, for sure. And then you have your animations you can set up. Then you go to your text animations and style them. And inside of settings, you can change how it works. I don't know what sliding window means. Size of the sliding window? Oh, that's how long it takes before the animation is done, right? For the effect of 5. Sounds like a thing. Yeah, I do think that this animation doesn't work lends itself for doing it on scroll, although I do like the animation itself. Then simple animations like this one, like we have here, the fade in, makes more sense. But then we need to set up also when this happens, right? It needs to happen on the same time, else it doesn't make sense. And it's nice that you can set up, let's see, set up different kind of animations within the same animation. It would be nice that you can see some kind of timeline also happening, that you can adjust when what happens and that sort of things, but I can also see that it's a little bit more difficult to create. Hello world, hello world. A new fidget toy. Look at that. Text animations. I'm also curious what else we can make. Let's have a look at the WebStudio tutorial. Studio animations. Look at that. We have Animate Studio unofficial. Start here. No, I don't want to start there. I pick what I want to start. How to stagger animations. They can let it fly in one by one, right? Mirror animation. On page load. Perfect scroll driven animations. Ooh, this looks like a very cool thing. Oh yeah, showing up the text one by one. That looks very cool. Yeah, and that's actually really simple, right? Let's make this happen as well. Let's change the color. Color typography. We have foreground. We have this one. We make it white so it's clearly visible. And then with text animation, we can not set it to fade in. We create a new animation. Can we add a blur for start and finish? We have key, offset. No, it doesn't look like it, right? Ah, that's a shame. So not everything is available right now, right? We have the opacity. So let's start off with 50%. And assume that it gets brighter. Yeah, it does. So what we can do is, I'm going to start at 25 and at 50%, and then start at 25. But needs to be really quick and needs to be have 100 opacity. Here it needs to have 50%, and I want the offset to be 50%, and the scale needs to be 100 and 20. This one also 120, and at 100%, I want this back to go back to 100. We need to add styles. Any really? I see. If you use those range icons, should clear. Yeah. Add styles, any, and filter blur. Right. Let's see if we start here with filter. Awesome. Blur. Like this, right? Ooh, look at that. That looks awesome. I do need a lorem ipsum for this, because I'm not as good as a text writer as of yet. I need to get into the Flux Academy stuff. I do have an education for it to see how I can write by there and make better designs, but I need to take time to learn it. But still, in the meantime, having a lot of fun doing these kinds of things. Woo! There's a lot. Let's make a few changes right here. And I guess we need to do something about this. Let's make the width 45 rem. Ooh, that's or make it even easier, 80 view width, or maybe 90 view width. That looks about right. Instead of 4 or 5, let's add 3. Oh, look at that. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Ooh. It's a laser. That's awesome. That's so cool. Writing is easy. Use AI like everyone. Yeah, yeah, for sure. But what topic? You need to think more about it, right? But this is awesome. This is awesome to play with. We show only opacity and transform because they are optimized with GPU. Everything else needs to be careful. All right. I didn't know that. So within the browser, the opacity and transform are optimized using the GPU if your device has one, right? Else you have the GPU that's incorporated, but yeah, can be good enough, I guess. For the blur, we need to add a little bit of heading, else it looks a little bit weird. Then you have some kind of hard cutoff if it touches the edge. But now bloop, bloop. That's awesome. Let's see if we can play a little bit more with this. Animation. So 25, and the center needs to be ending. It's 50%. Maybe this needs to be done on 75 and then move it slightly upwards by -20, and then it needs to go down. Woo! Here you see the cutoff now happening, and that's because of our box overflow. So we can also disable that one, and it should be fixed then. Let's see, visible. Alt click. Look at that. Easy peasy. Getting focus. And it's awesome. Still easier than actually writing. Yeah. Even without GPU, it's faster to compose layers than repaint screen. That's a little bit too technical for me, to be honest. Compose layers. All right. I'm sorry. I do not get it. But I guess that's all right. Let's see. Everything is still running fine, right? That's awesome. Keyword keyframe, check your encoder. Recommended keyframe interval is 2. It's nice to try this out, and for everybody watching, thank you for watching. It's awesome. We have people even watching on X, people watching on the on Discord, and people watching on the YouTube channel. So we have a very diverse people watching thing happening right now. That's awesome. Thank you all. But as we can see right here, this is a nice animation that you can set up. If you have something that you have some kind of clear focus for people to work with, right? You have clear focus for your website branding or whatever, or a clear focus for your live streams, then this can be used. And it's really easy to work with. So how you're offline on Twitch for me. Really? What? It looks like I'm stuck as well. But is it just me? Oh, never mind. Oh, yeah, I'm not stuck. The restream thingy looks like it's stuck. So if I refresh it, I'm still stuck. And now it's working again. All right, I don't know. It's working, but somehow it showed me you're offline. All right. I don't know how that works. But thank you for the heads up, by the way. Let's see what happens, right? Right, we want to have a different kind of easing. We only want to have it forwards. Boop. This is a weird effect. If we fill move backwards. And if we have fill mode both ways, it's getting in, it's not moving out then. Then I don't understand how this works, but it's fine. We have a nice animation. Ooh, we can change the duration. What happens if we change the duration to 25? Ooh. Then it's get really snappy. That looks awesome. Hey, now it's changed back to normal. $100 I guess that's too long. We set to 100 milliseconds. That's way too fast. Both. New fidget toy. Look at that. So we scroll along and then we see it, and within a few seconds. So then you have your keyframes. You have a rage start. Now the rage end is disabled when you're using the duration, and you can set up when the end will happen, how much time. Because then it hits the start of the range, and then the animation just happens. I see. This is awesome. This is not done with CSS, I can imagine. How does this work? This is awesome for the previous text animation that we have, that you can set up a duration for it. I can see this more being what we have right now is more pretty when we scroll down and you have a certain place where you need to end it. For instance, at 60 and start at 40, so that you have more of your center of your screen with the animation. Maybe this should be 50. Always end in the middle. Then we can also use this one. And then it's pretty quick. So if you want to slow it down, then you can set up the range start. Yeah, this one is not possible with CSS yet. I see. Yeah, let's do that one at a time. I'm now using Restream, which is a thing that I didn't know I had. It says the keyframe interval needs to be 2. Keyframe interval needs to be 2. All right, need to screenshot this for later. Screenshot, and we can use it later on. But this is awesome that you can create this kind of animation. Let's do another one. And for this one, I do want to use the other animation that we had. So for the animation group, let's remove this one. We want to animate with this animation. I want always to end in the middle and start at that point. The start will be minus 100, 200%, 1200. Ooh. And then it should move up word by word. Ooh, this is a little bit too much. Can we do this line by line as well? So we go to settings, split by character, space, symbol, or another symbol. But does that mean that we need to put in a symbol in our heading? Doesn't that look weird? Fruit fly. So we have one animation with the blur effect. That looks awesome. Then we have another animation. Ah, look at that. The pound sign will not be shown, or as the cool kids say nowadays, the hashtag. But you can split by line. That's really smart, actually. Pew, pew, pew. But I guess it won't give the effect that we want. That we want every line to come in at the position as it is. I think for that we really want to use split text. Let's see. So we go to animation group. The animation itself is good enough just to try it out. And within the box, we can set the style to overflow and to hidden. Let's see, where's overflow? To clip. Yeah, and as you can see, the lines are now animating, but it's not what I want. I want every line to animate in separately, one by one. Let's see, sliding window. I believe that it's not something that we can do right now, or we need to add animation boxes within our heading or something like that. Oh no, it needs to be directly into the group, right? So let's duplicate that one. And can we put the text animation in there? No, doesn't work like that. So does that mean that we have to do it like this? Ooh, damn. I removed one too many. And then have another text animation. Select it like this. This is just for proof of concept to see if it is working as expected. We go to our text animation, overflow to clip, text animation, overflow to clip, text animation, overflow to clip. I hope that look at that. Woo, there we go. But instead of yeah, it's so cool that this is possible in CSS. What a time to be alive. Yeah, I agree. It's not what I grew up with learning on how to do these kind of things. So I think it's really awesome. Instead of the rage and I want the duration to be 500 milliseconds. I do like that you can either choose the rage where it ends or the duration from the start. But as we can see, it starts too early. And suddenly disappears. $200? And it's not as smooth as I hoped. All right, let's just preview it. I'm happy with this one, that we can see this happening. And nothing happens with this one. Stop. So blur and focus, and this one just doesn't happen. All right. I really love the exploration in here using WebStudio. Woo, 46 minutes. But now I really want to check out how we can do this using the web API itself. So it's nice that we have some kind of the idea what we can do with using the web animations within WebStudio, which if you want to check out WebStudio, there's a link in the description down below. It's an affiliate link, so I get a small commission to do more of the obvious and experimental things that we are doing right now. But I really can recommend WebStudio if you are just having enough with all the Webflow or the Wixes or WordPress itself. This is an in-browser page builder, essentially, and allows you to extract everything. So if you hit publish, you can set it up on your own domain or export the whole file as a Docker or a static file or export it to Vercel or Netlify. I need to experiment with that one as well to understand how Vercel and Netlify works and how you can set it up. Basically, Netlify and Vercel are similar to Cloudflare, that you have your websites running closer to the people that are visiting your website. But then it's your actual website, not only the front end that's visible, and it is stored for a certain amount of time. And the advantage of using this is that in the future it will be open source and you can run it locally on your own platform if you would like to. For now, it's a bit difficult to set up. I've tried it out in the past, but I can highly recommend WebStudio if you want to have something different and have a different experience. Maybe for both bugs it. Animations are cloud only. Ooh. So it's very good to know. It's only cloud only. And in here I can hit publish, and then it will make a version available for everybody. But I think we have seen enough to understand what we can do with the animations. So let's hop into the next tool that I really want to use, and of course it will be Edge. Because it's just one of my favorite upcoming tools that really uses the HTML, CSS, and also JavaScript, like you see right here, just in one go. And as a WordPress person, I think it makes a lot of sense to use that one. So let's see how we can do this. So we need to open up our documentation because I haven't had time to use it. I do know how to do that in the CSS version, but I'm very curious how it will work with using the animation API like we see here. So we can set up, go right here, writing CSS animations with the Web Animation API. One of the most familiar ways to approach learning web is to start with something most web developers have played with before, CSS animations. CSS animations have a familiar syntax that breaks down nicely for demonstration purposes. And here we have a nice CSS version that is available, and here we see exactly what they were doing as well. You have some keyframes, the keyframes has a name, and then you can animate something. And then you can have the color, transform it, and do all kinds of things. Now, what makes it a little bit difficult when you're building it yourself? For example, in here we have hero title. And I am assuming that we can't split up the text like we see with WebStudio, because then you need to split text, and that's usually done with JavaScript, or you need to do it manually, which would not be my preferred way of doing it. But look at that, what you can do. And there are all demos. Scrolling animation. You have your background, duration, infinite iterations, and here you have your animations happening and the steps for the keyframe and sprites happening. Then we have a play state, and then something needs to happen on the background, and when we click it again it will be triggered, and then we hit it again, it goes faster and faster, as you can see, and we can make it go really fast. Woohoo! Look at it running. Run, run, run. Outrun my gun. This is all made with oh no, it's not. I thought it was all made with just CSS. Alright, enough. Go away. So if you want to add interactions, using the JavaScript version is really smart, but let's start off with something simple using the CSS animations. I've used it before, but let's recreate what we just made, right? So for example, for our hero title, we want and we do keyframes. Can we attach it like this as well? They're only available in our hero title. But then it doesn't know what to keyframe in, I assume. I assume that it will keyframe in everything. Let's see. Scroll-driven animations. Then we have scroll timeline. Square timeline vertical. You can set up, if I remember correctly, a specific element that is scrolled inside. And when you scroll that one, then you can have the animation happening as well. We want some kind of animation in there. So let's see. We add animations, is a rotate animation. And then we can put in an animation. Rotate animation 1 second forwards 500 milliseconds forwards. I don't know if we can do it like this, that we have the keyframes right in here. Usually it's placed outside. But it doesn't allow me to. Edge doesn't allow me to, so I guess we need to put it in here. And then we need to set where it will happen. Animation duration is needed there. We have the timeline. I want to have a scroll timeline. So we have a scroll timeline right here. Or was it a view timeline? I don't know which one it was. Scroll, scroll, scroll. View timeline. Non-block. Block X, Y. Inherit, computed value. Subject reveal. Timeline animation. Oh, look at that. All done with CSS. Subject reveal. We have subject. Subject animation. But what is subject reveal in this case? I really don't know and don't understand this. What is this value? If you progress timeline named subject reveal is defined using view timeline property on a subject element. This is then set as a timeline for the same element using animation subject reveal. Results is that the subject element animates as it moves upwards through documentation as it is scrolled. Alright. So let's see. Here we have, let's just copy this. Let's make our life a little bit easier. Just to see what happens, right? So that needs to be there. This one can be removed. And then we need to duplicate our containers sections 2 times. And because we have not added BAM, ooh, damn it, the BAM method, we need to remove those first. And then we can create BAM classes. That's fine. For a heading, it now has 2 headings. That's fine as well. For a section, I want this to have the same value. So the height of 100 SVH and the width of 100 view width. And display flags. Justify content center. Align content items. This should be not content items center. And then everything is aligned in the center. And then we need to select this one. Text align center. That doesn't work like that. It's fine. It's a long time ago that I've written CSS, right? So in here, and now we can duplicate this a few. I'm curious what will happen if I understand it correctly, that we need to put it like that, else it doesn't work. Looks like it doesn't output anything. It also shows a 404, so ooh, page not found. Let's see what happens. Pages. It is because it's auto draft, I guess. Usually you could see draft pages. And we can add it. See ya, Bogdan, and thank you for helping out, man. Really love that you're doing that. And have a good one. No, I don't see anything happening to the keyframes. All right, it's been an hour. Let's check this out in Edge another time, because I really want to use animations, and especially when you can be using CSS animations and JavaScript animations. I hope that WebStudio gave you an idea on how you can use it, but I have to dive in a little deeper another time to see how the CSS animation can be set up within Edge, because I really want to use Edge for this, just to see if everything is working as expected. Need to watch a Kevin Geary video, I guess. Thank you all for joining. I hope this helped you out. And next week we'll be looking and diving a little bit deeper in these animations using CSS and JavaScript, just to see and understand how this works. So if you like this, you can find me on YouTube at Taggy's Reviews, on all channels, by the way, on Twitch, on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on X, and on Facebook. So if you want to connect with me or never miss anything out, subscribe to me there and you won't miss out. Thank you all for watching, and as always, keep designing.